The Karen, Alice and Karen Ann twins awoke wearing identical baby doll Barbie nighties that were hot pink. However, Karen Ann's was 2 inches shorter. And as they awoke they saw the sun rise, and then their mother walked in. She said, "Wake up, you sleepy heads. Go wash up and take a bath." Karen Alice, you help Karen Ann. She said she feels a little out of it. But she said she was not sick and she has no fever. Their mother was a doctor, an obgyn, and surgeon, so she knew why Karen Ann did not feel like going to school. It was the first day of the new term and a new school. They had moved, and their mother did not like the local public school, so she sent them to an all-girls school. But they had to wear uniforms. Karen Ann was not too happy about this, but she knew she could not say anything. The summer was a disaster when she misbehaved, so this was going to be the rest of her life. Her mother gave Karen Ann her special orange juice to drink and she drank it, now, without saying a word. She looked so much like Karen Alice that her mother said, "You are going to grow up to be a knockout like your sister, and turn all the boys' heads." Karen Ann ate her special breakfast while Karen Alice had a regular breakfast. Their mother said, "Come right home after school, we have to go shopping for more school uniforms and underwear. So Karen Ann, you stay with Karen Alice and play with her friends nicely, and I want good reports from your teachers or you know what will happen." Her husband, who she loved very much, was a writer who finally made it, died at 68, 10 years after they married. She had the twins 2 years after they married. He once said to her, "If I could carry them I would, but I cannot, but if you teach me, I promise I will do all the diaper changes unless I am sick. I can work at home since I am a writer." She missed him a lot. It was last summer that he died, and Karen Ann loved her father, which is why she misbehaved. Their mother tried everything, so this was the only answer. Her husband had never argued, and eventually let her take care of the finances, since she was used to doing it. She had been 20 years his junior, but had the same taste in almost everything, especially politics and discipline. She looked, but could not find anyone as open to a lot of her ideas as her husband had been. One day after his death last summer, Karen Ann started hanging out with a bad crowd. Her mother tried everything, but nothing worked. If you have not guessed by now, they were not exactly identical twins. Karen Ann used to be Kevin Andrew, or Kevin Andy for short. So what happened? Well, Kevin, who used to be his mother and father's good boy, started hanging out with the bad boys after school ended for the year. He had just turned 8 on June 3rd and started fighting. He kept picking on boys that were smaller than he was, and girls too. He started to steal and break people's property. His mother tried everything. He was grounded, his video games were taken away from him, and, when he got them back, she replaced them with girl games, but he would not play them. It just made him harder to handle. He was kept out of Little League and was not allowed to see those friends anymore. She still thought she could handle him as a boy, reading to him about petticoat punishment, both real and fictional. It is not that she disagreed with the method, she didn't, and both she and her late husband just thought of it as a last resort. So when was the last resort? After his grounding ended and the children were sent to a co-ed sleepaway for the first time, Kevin Andy attacked a girl a year younger than he was and pushed her face in the dirt, and the counselors, both male and female, could not handle him. His mother was called up, lucky she was on vacation too. When she got there, the camp owners and 4 counselors, 2 female and 2 male, told of his behavior. "We understand his father died, but we have no way of controlling him, and we do not want to spank him or hurt him in any way, even though you gave us permission to do it. We have an idea, we saw it on the internet, we will let the female counselors tell you about it. We know you are a doctor, we would pay you for the summer, double your standard fee, if you stay here." So the males left and the husband of the owner left, too. Kevin Andy and the women stayed. We found this website on petticoat punishment for unruly boys. I know about it, but I always thought it as a last resort, as did my late husband. We never thought we would have to do it to Kevin. He was a good boy and his behavior bordered on girlish. He even let his twin sister dress him up a couple of times and never complained. But when his father died, I could not handle it. I took him to counselors, both male and female, my colleagues, but they both said he would not outgrow this, he just looked at it as his father deserting him. You have to do something drastic. We will not medicate him, you know that. We do not believe in it, that is why you took him to us. So they told me about doing this and I knew about this, but rejected it. I took him shopping for new video games and told him no violent video games, just baseball or a racing game without any crashes. So he said, "Thank you, Mommy." I almost heard his old self come back, but it was short-lived. He, like his sister, is a genius, his IQ is extremely high, so he found a way to reprogram the racing video game to make it crash. Then he started to beat up kids again, and I had to ground him and take his new games away. Then camp was coming up, I thought the outdoors and the horseback riding would calm him down. I am sorry, this is a last resort. So one of the female counselors got one of the girls' camp uniforms and told him to put it on. He said no. His mother said, "I have tried everything with you and nothing worked, so from now on you will answer to the name Karen Ann. Is that understood, young lady? And you will start to think of yourself as a girl from now on, and you will listen to your sister, Karen Alice, and other girls and your new counselor, Debbie. If you are bad, you will be spanked, and in front of all the girls, at night before you go to sleep. I know right now you think I do not love you, sweetie, but I do, my little darling girl. You will be on a special diet for the rest of the camp, and before school starts there will be certain things reorganized. You know Mommy is a doctor, a ladies' doctor. 1. You will be on female hormone therapy appropriate for your age and, before we go home, you will go to the local hospital here where Mommy works sometimes. I made an appointment and told them, for the first time, I want an all-female staff, a very pretty one. You will physically become a girl too, you know we moved. Well, you will go to the same school as Karen Alice, an all-girls school. 2. Called and made the arrangements. The only thing I do not like is you have to wear uniforms, a jumper and Mary Jane's, any color. Most of your shoes shall be pink with some white, and 1 pair black. I am buying you girls' underwear, you and your sister are exactly the same size. I will pick you up some baby dolls and nighties just like your sisters. You both will wear the same things, she will pick out an outfit and you will wear the same thing. Understand? And when the hormones kick in you will feel more like a girl. Now go to your sister's bunkhouse, Debbie is her counselor, she will be in charge of you as all the girls will. He was beside himself. His hair was blonde and long and it was easy to make a girl hairstyle and put his hair in pigtails with a pink ribbon on each one and a big pink bow on the top of his head. He said nothing and he just knew the look from his mother, and knew when she looked like that you did not argue, you just obeyed. He remembered Daddy only once got that look from her and he just said, "Anything you want, dear." He did not argue and never did anything to get that look again. Now he was Karen Ann, no argument and no more acting out. I had to be the best behaved girl in camp. Now he went to the other side Debbie had just walked into. She said, "This is Karen Ann, Karen Alice's twin sister." They all knew it was Kevin Andy and that he was being punished, but the girls did not tease him, which was strange. They sort of felt sorry for him. Instead they treated him like one of the girls. It was late, 10:30 p.m., so they went to sleep. They should have gone to bed long ago. Karen Ann slept on the top bunk, over her sister. Tomorrow her hormone therapy would start. Karen Ann starts on the road to girlhood. When they awoke for breakfast they took a shower and dressed, her mother bringing him, the same exact camp clothes as Karen Alice. Today was horseback riding day. All the girls put on denim skirts that went down to their knees and a hot pink western girl's blouse, with a cowboy-style camp hat in hot pink, and cowgirl boots with pink throughout. However, Karen Ann's skirt was 3 inches above her knee. He went to breakfast, where he saw his mother, who gave him the first dose of special orange juice and said, "Drink it, Karen Ann." He looked intensely at his mother and was going to say no, which would have been a big mistake. Then that stern but kind look came to his mother's face and he said, "Yes, Mommy, thank you, Mommy," and drank the orange juice and ate the breakfast and said nothing and did not misbehave at all. That day, they went on a campout trail ride. His mother went, too, and took along the orange juice and her breakfast and other meals for the 2 days. She traveled by van, which had a small stove and microwave oven in it. Karanan remembered what it was like before his father died, but inside, he could not dismiss the thought that he had deserted him by dying. However, he knew that, even if his father were alive and he did this, the same thing would have happened. No, this never happened to his father when he was young because his father never gave his mother cause to do it. Karanan just knew his life was going to be different and knew his boyhood was going to disappear. He knew, but did not understand yet, that his mother was the first surgeon that could start the growth of female organs in males and make them younger, so they could get their cycle, but he also knew he would grow into that, as he was only 8. The campout went great. Karanan started to enjoy herself and all the girls were kind to her. They treated him just like one of the girls and talked of girl things like fashion, boys, and the phoniness of Hollywood. They did not like the teen stars. All the girls there thought they were full of themselves and had no talent. Their parents showed them what talent was, and knew rap crap was not. The boys they talked about were ones from school, some bad who they did not like Karanan was when he was Kevin Andy. Kevin Andy had long blonde hair and blue eyes just like his sister. His mother never really cut his hair. So when she agreed to petticoat discipline and to use her new procedure on him, he already had the hair. Afterwards, during recuperation, there was a little pain. She was now all girl, but would have to take the hormones until she was 18, then her body would start to produce them naturally. Because of her mother's new technique in transformation surgery, a man could really become a woman, and even get pregnant. So as they went to their first day of school, no one knew that Karanan used to be Kevin Andrew. Thanks to her mother, there was no sign of her boyhood ever existing. It was the most successful transformation she had ever done and no other doctor could detect there even had been a transformation. She had used lasers, and had decided not to develop a procedure to reverse the process, seeing no reason for it. Karanan went to recess and lunch with the other girls, getting used to going to the bathroom and sitting down to pee. Her sister had to go with her at camp to make sure she sat down, but now she had to sit down, as she had no boyhood left. She still felt discomfort there, but her mother said that, by the end of the year, it would go away. Then there were tryouts for the 3rd grade swim team. They were still too young for cheerleading. So that Karens tried out and beat everyone there, tying each other. So they were number 1 on the team and co-captains. Later, they tried soccer, as well as field hockey, and they also won a place on those teams and made team captains. They were bored with their work, but mother would not let them skip ahead, as she had seen troubled social adjustment in kids who did. She wanted them to be well-adjusted and normal. Mother said, "I am proud of both of you, and Karanan, you got a great report for the first day of school. You can pick your own outfit out, even though I will shorten it, and you each can have a new doll and doll house of your own choosing." Karanan smiled a real girlish smile. She was starting to enjoy being a real girl. Chapter 3, Karanan accepts her sex. There was a computer-aided dressmaking class in the school. Mother thought it would be a good idea for both of them to sign up for it, so they did. It did mean staying a little later after school got out, but that was okay. Karanan could take another orange juice with her, and Alice would make sure she drank it. They both did great in class and designed party dresses, in hot pink with 10 petticoats underneath so it would flare heavily at the skirt. When they got home, their mother asked, "Did Karanan drink her orange juice? And can I see your designs?" So Alice said, yes she did, and did not complain. She said she now accepts her sex, and will be the best girl ever. And here are our designs. So mother looked at the printout and said, "These are great. I see both of you got an on your designs. Very good, girls. Are you going to actually make these dresses?" "Yes, the teacher said we can try, but we will have to work hard." "Excellent. I am so proud of both of you, and you, Karanan, I am so glad that you accept your girlhood now and know that there was no other way." Yes, Mommy, I cannot even remember what it was like being a dumb boy, and I am really sorry for what I did as a boy and I will never do that as a girl, I promise. Please let me wear a regular length uniform, I have been good. I know, but what did I say about that, Karen Ann? You said after camp next summer it will be 1 year, and if I behave, I can wear normal length from then on. Okay then, if you behave, when we come home from camp, 2 will let all your dresses and skirts down, but if you misbehave you will go back to being a 3-year-old, and you can do it. Is that understood, Karen Ann? Yes, Mommy, I will behave, I promise. And throughout the school year they got A's in everything, even dressmaking, and they were best behaved girls in the school. Tilda tilde 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 tilde. The next day was Saturday, and they were to visit their father's grave. Karen Ann knelt and said, Daddy, I know it was not your idea to die and you loved us. I am sorry for acting out, and that I had to be changed, but it was necessary so I would be good. I could not be a good boy, but now I am a good girl and I will be like Mommy. I love you, Daddy. Karen Alice says, I miss you too, and I cried all day when you died, but I knew I should not misbehave because of it, like Kevin Andy did, now my great twin sister Karen Ann. We both miss and loved you, Daddy, and will never misbehave again. Karen Ann and I are the best behaved girls in school and we were the best in camp last summer after you died. Please do not be mad at Mommy, she tried everything but nothing worked. This was the only way, sorry Daddy, but now I have an identical twin sister and we share everything. Then Mommy, darling, it has been hard and we go on, we wish you were here so none of this happened, we all miss you. I tried with Kevin. I grounded him, took away his video games and, like you said, gave him girl games, it just made things worse. Then for a while he behaved, but that was short-lived, he preyed on the weak and started to steal, but I still resisted. Then camp time came, and the first week he attacked a girl a year younger than he was and pushed her face in the dirt, that was the last straw. I know he did it before, but this was too much. I had to do something drastic, and I used my procedure on him and did the best work I ever did. No one will ever be able to tell she was not born a girl, and her organs will develop as a normal girl's would. And she will be able to give birth when she grows up. I know you were proud of your son in the Cub Scouts, but now she is doing just as well in the Girl Scouts. She and her sister are brownies, and they look so cute in their uniforms. You agreed if he ever got out of line, that this had to be done if we tried everything else. Well, I did, counseling and talking, but nothing else worked. Dear, we miss you. We have to go now, but we will be back in a month. They then went to lunch and had hot dogs and Karen Ann had her special formula in her soda as a treat, instead of her orange juice. She had been so good her mother thought she deserved a regular hot dog and fries. Karen Alice and Karen Ann cried, really missing their father, but time would heal. But they would not forget what little they remembered of him, a good man whose life was ruined by lying pigs, until he met Mommy, who saved him, helping him get published. No one ever could understand why he died, the doctors just put down exhaustion, and could not find another cause. There was no heart attack, no cancer and no tumor in the brain or anywhere else, he was just tired and could not go on. He tried because of love, but just fell dead. After lunch, they went home and changed into their pink play jumpers and fussed with their dolls. They are well behaved just like little girls and boys should be. They are truly identical twins now. As Mother looked at them even she had difficulty telling them apart. Karen Ann now looks identical to Karen Alice, and she tells them, if you ever try to fool me, there will be a punishment. Karen Ann needs her medication, I want you to know it is not a joke. I did such a great job with her, and the medication is working consistently now. I could not tell you two apart if it weren't for the length of your clothes and, as I said, it is not a joke, Karen Ann needs her medication. Karen Ann, wearing her Barbie baby doll 2 inches shorter, said, Mommy, we will not do that, that would mean we are bad, and we do not want to be bad and I do not want to start back as a 1-year-old. I know, I am sorry girls, I just can't tell you apart otherwise. You both have the same IQ and abilities, and you both are the same height and have the same beautiful blue eyes. But you told us to be good, said Karen Alice. Yes, I know, but you could think it might be a joke to play on me. They both say, no, Mommy. They go out to play with their dolls and doll house. Karen is now sure she made the right decision to make Kevin Andrew into Karen Ann. She really never thought she would have to do this, but he was heading towards juvenile hall with all the pigs on both sides. Now they are both Mommy's little girls, who will grow up and become like Mommy. They had never played any tricks of identity, but Karen Ann was outgrowing her medication and her body was starting to produce female hormones by itself. Karen Ann still cried every day for Mommy's lost husband and knew her punishment could have been harsher, but after camp that year and the girls again winning the Best Behavior Award, Mommy took down the hems on Karen Ann's clothes, but never let either of them wear pants. To this day, though, they are married to twins, Ken, and guess what? Karen Ann's husband is named, that is right, Kevin. They are doctors like their mommy and their husbands are psychiatrists, but never prescribe medications. They know about Karen Ann but also know she is all girl and that is how she grew up and that she can get pregnant and give birth. As a matter of fact, both sisters did give birth at the same time to twins, that is right, each one girl and one boy. They hope their boys behave or they will resurrect the story of Karen Ann.